Okay, today I'm going to be talking to you about football injuries, sports injuries, such as things that occur in basketball, football, baseball, and all of those. I have a short clip just to show you some of the hits and shots that are taken in football, and you can kind of watch any point of this, but I'm just going to show about the first 30 seconds ish. It's just a lot of massive hits that are shown. Now, some of these are legal, some of them are not, but it just shows how the sport is. And, well, it's a contact sport, and so is basketball in a way, but they don't have the graphics that can be shown as well in this. So, football shows more of how they are. And as shown by that one, just how bad they can be. So, we're just going to watch a couple more, and then I'll get into talking more about certain players' injuries and how they've benefited. Okay. And now I will be talking about certain players and how their injuries have impacted the medical community and how they are helping. So, I believe it was in 2012, Adrian Peterson had an ACL injury and MCL injury, and this injury used to be considered a career ender, and it would fully end your career. If you had this injury, especially for a running back, wide receiver, or quarterback, there was no way you were going to be able to play in the NFL ever again. He not only came back, but he also came back and was in the running for MVP of the league that year. Now, he didn't win it, but that just shows just how much medicine has improved and how the practices have shown that you can recover faster because of these injuries that have occurred over multiple years. And he also shouldn't have even been able to come back, though. There was no way that somebody who with that injury should have been able to come back and actually play better the next year. But the medical industry has evolved and has advanced because of injuries like his over the past 20 years that they have been playing the sport of football, to where now they can come back. They also in this season of the NBA, Steph Curry broke his wrist, and he was immediately, doctors kept him from playing. He was pulled out of the game. He was told that they wouldn't even discuss bringing him back until February 1st, 3 months after the injury. And he was sitting there, and used to be players, when they got injured, they could go back. Some of them would shoot up pain meds, or they'd just wrap it up to where they could play still. But for them now, the industry of the NBA and the NFL is looking more at protecting their players. And so what they did was he immediately was pulled from the game. He was told he wasn't allowed to play for the rest of pretty much that year, and he was going to take a few months off into the next year before he could play again. And this used to not be a common practice, but because it is now, players are not re-aggravating injuries sooner and making them worse by playing through their injuries. And this is actually helping them to heal faster, and also giving the doctors and nurses in that who are examining their injuries, they're able to view them more after they've occurred, and they can actually help. In some cases, they have padding, they have wrist wraps, they have stuff like that that can help them to recover faster or to not even sustain the injury. And then in 2008, I believe, the year Tom Brady broke his leg. He received a massive hit to the leg, broke his leg, and he was out for the year. The next year, he comes back, he wins Comeback Player of the Year. Now, most players, again, same with the Adrian Peterson, shouldn't have been able to come back from that and play that well. But because of how well the NFL has helped with doctors in that, in their medical practices and in recovery, they are now able to help him, get him a cast immediately, make sure he's not playing. I forget the man's name, but one NFL player, long time ago, this was about 20, 30 years ago, the man broke his leg in a playoff game. The man still managed to play 2 more games. He played a Pro Bowl, and then he played in the Super Bowl the next year, that same year. He did not take a day off, and he had a broken leg. That's old style. Now the NFL takes care whenever a player gets injured, and they won't let a player go back too early. They make sure that they stay safe and that they can come back the next season. Because, like I said, he won't come back Player of the Year, and the man has 6 Super Bowls. There isn't anybody as well known as Brady in the NFL or probably in any sport, other than maybe Kobe, and even he's had injuries. But if he can, he comes back from this injury, and when he does, it's surprising because of how well it's made the industry, the NFL look. By that, it used to be you get hurt, you're out for possibly a whole career, but now you're recovering and you can keep playing. And I chose this topic just because injuries are a part of these sports, but they're also a part of everyday life. People get hurt all the time, whether it's basketball accidents at home or stuff like that, but they can always recover. And that's the thing that we need to know. And their sports injuries, although they may be more severe than what we have, they are not the exact same type, but they are some of the same injuries that an everyday person can have and will need to someday, maybe in their future or past, have to recover from. And this is why I chose this topic. Cut the video.